In the previous video, you learned how to make least squares regression lines, or as Microsoft Excel calls them, trend lines, using Excel. Now I'm going to teach you how to do a p-value test to see whether or not we have correlation using Microsoft Excel. The first thing we need to do is go get the data analysis tool pack. So we're going to want to go to File, and then down to Options, and then go on the left-hand menu to Add-ins. Then you want to click Excel Add-ins and click Go. We want the analysis tool pack, so make sure that you put a check mark by the analysis tool pack and then click OK. Now, to use the analysis tool pack, we need to go to the data menu at the top. So click data, and data analysis is all the way over here, usually at the far right. So click data analysis. Now don't be fooled by correlation. That's not going to help us. What we need is regression. So highlight regression, just click on it, and then click OK. As you can see, this brings up, and in your case, they'll probably be empty. So let me delete this. An input Y range, input X range, and some other stuff. So remember, Y is our dependent variable, which is our bag weight. So let's just do bag A. We're going to click for the input range. We need to make sure the cursor is in the input Y range box, and then just highlight the whole column of bag A, including that label of bag A. Then click in the input X range, and we do the same thing for our independent variable, which is time. So highlight all the time column. Since we included this first row, which was the labels, we need to click the labels box so that Excel knows don't use those in the calculation. Then we just click OK. And this is going to put this in a new worksheet. So let's click OK. I'm going to go down and relabel this. Remember, you can just right click on the sheet name and then click rename. And I'm going to call this bag A correlation. Now, if you look, especially column F, it's not quite wide enough to see everything. So in order to make the columns wider, if you go to the top where the letter labels are, when you get the cursor that looks like a right-left arrow with a vertical line through the center of it, left click and you can make the columns wider just by dragging. So I'm going to do that here for a couple of these columns. Not that it really matters. So the value we actually need is this significance F. So this is our p-value. And if we judge at a 0.05 significance level, remember, if the p-value is low, then we do have linear correlation. So in this case, our p-value 0.9961 is definitely larger than 0.05, so we do not have linear correlation for this particular bag. So that's all there is to it. If you need to do another correlation for another set, go back to your data and go to the data analysis tool pack, pick regression, and you can see all the stuff that you did before is still in there. So all you have to do is delete out the input Y range and pick a different range for Y values. So this time I'll do column B, bag B, sorry, which is column C, and click OK. And here is my information for the bag B. Now this one's a lot closer to 0.05, but it's still larger, so we still do not have linear correlation. And that's all there is to it for doing linear correlation using a p-value in Microsoft Excel.